Hey sportsman, John Bergsman here from Domka Outdoors in Monroe, Michigan. We got a great report for you today. We're talking about the whole edge of southeast Michigan. We're going to give you a great report out of Huron, Ohio. The walleye are starting to bite out of the port of Huron. We're going to slide over to the Monroe area right here where Domka Outdoors is home. We're going to talk about the perch fishing in that Bowles Harbor Sterling State Park area. Slide a little bit north, we're going to talk about perch fishing on Lake St. Clair. Both are firing really good and only going to get better. Then we're going to head a little north of there. Top side of Saginaw Bay, we got a couple of great reports from the Tawas region. One out of the Oscoda River from Captain Gene Curvin. The other one from Mikey Parnicki Jr., who's been catching perch and walleye right there around Tawas Point and Tawas Bay. Then we're going to slide across the state and end the day in Traverse City with Captain Tony DiFilippo talking about smallmouth bass fishing. That's another bite that's only going to get better. 5 great reports today. We're going to go in depth on perch fishing here from Domka Outdoors in Monroe. Hey, we're going to start the report out with our first fall brawl area report, and it's going to come from Huron, Ohio. Greg Flores, a friend of the show, sent in a great guest report. And hey, just on a side note, guys, if you want to send in a guest report to us, just text me on my cell phone right on the website or send me an email. So Greg sent out an awesome report, got 17 really nice fish with he and 2 friends out of Huron, straight north of the harbor, 43 to 45 foot. Now, you've heard a lot of people talk about a bite east of Kelly's. So, you know, if you go straight east of Kelly's, you're going to be in 43 to 45 feet of water straight north of Huron. So we're probably talking about that same general school of fish. So how's he catching them? Well, Greg and his buddies dialed them in at 120 to 135 on Custom Bandits. Now we're standing here in Domka Outdoors, the home of the Custom Bandit. Dave sells just a massive supply of custom painted baits. So if you are going to go down to the fall brawl, make sure you get online to domkaoutdoors.com and get a good order in to Dave. He just opened up some boxes that he's hooking up. He's got a full pegs here, so you can basically go on his website and get pretty much anything you want. It's going to make a big difference of having a good supply of baits before the fall brawl starts. So 120 to 135 back, 43 to 45 foot overall depth of water, 2 to 2.3 was his speed. Now, he did mention something unique in that he was doing a lot of S-turns and notices that he was catching fish both on the outside and the inside, which meant the fish were wanting the bait to change speeds. That's really different. Not necessarily the turning part, but the fact that he caught him on both the outside and the inside turns, which means all that was triggering him was speed change. It wasn't necessarily fast or slow. It was just the fact that it changed speed. So make sure you're trying to be creative, not just boring trolling up and down straight lines. If you're not catching fish, move your gear around to a few different depths and also do some S's to change your speeds to find out if that's a trigger to the fish. So again, if you're looking to stock up on those crankbaits, Domka Outdoors, www.domkaoutdoors.com. Get online. I know a lot of you don't necessarily naturally drive right through Monroe on your way to the Western Basin. You can just get on their website, order those baits, refresh your tackle box, and be ready for the fall brawl.
Here's our HB TS-100. This is our hybrid tube style rod holder right here. Oval base on it, all aluminum base. We incorporated it in for 2020, just like our cradle, our new hybrid series we're doing. So all heavy duty molded tube. Our squeeze button adjustability right here on the side. We just squeeze this in, adjust it up and down to our different positions, and we can bring it right back inside the boat. Just kind of showing you how it works there. And then give you a lot of different fishing positions out of it, stand it straight up and down. And then on our hybrid cradle and tube styles, our oval base still provides us the 45 degrees of rotation turning, so we can fish in different locations out of there. So our HBTS-100, check it out at traxstech.com.
Hey guys, second report of the day is right here, the home report for Monroe, Michigan. Now listen, we had James Root send in a really in-depth report So make sure it's uploaded right now on the website. So go to fishermansdigest.com, click on the Monroe destination fishing report, and you'll be able to get his in-depth report. And I'm telling you, it's like 3 or 4 paragraphs long. He really gives a great report of exactly where to go. But in brief, he's been catching fish in and around the e-buoy area and also on the dumping grounds themselves. So he fished both locations. He did really well on both locations, doing something very different. So first thing in the morning by e-buoy, he was catching them on Domka perch rigs, and of course, great minnows. Now, right now, Dave's got both emeralds and goldies, but as the season progresses, the goldies will probably thin out because of just temperature, and you'll be fishing with all emeralds. So make sure you're stopping in to get your minnows on your way out. Take enough with you. The reports I've been getting is that guys have been running out of minnows because they're sorting a lot. Now, they're ending up with really nice pails of fish, but the last thing you want to do is get all the way out there to the spot, get on a hot bite, and then run out of bait because you were trying to be cheap. Get an extra scoop. Make sure you've got plenty for your day so that when you come back to the fish cleaning house or when you and your buddy to go clean those perch, you've got a whole bucket of really nice ones. So what's been the bite? 17 to 18 foot on top of the dumping grounds. But here's what James was doing a little different. He had pretty slack winds, so real light winds. And rather than anchoring up, he was just go ahead and let the boat drift super slowly, just ticking the sinkers off the bottom. So he was actually able to cover some ground. Not a lot, don't get me wrong. He wasn't in a fast drift. He said it was a real slow drift. But by being able to move along a little bit, he thinks he was triggering some of the bigger fish to bite because the minnows were trailing out behind the perch rigs and moving their tails. And he felt that little bit of motion was a key to getting those big ones to bite. Now, when he was at ECAN in the morning, he said it was fast and furious for the first 2.5 hours, so it really didn't matter. He was spot locked, anchored up, and just holding and catching them. And he ended up, as you see the pictures going through the screen, some buckets of really, really nice fish. Now, we've had other guys send in reports saying essentially the same thing. Some guys north of ECAN, some guys east of ECAN, some guys in 18 feet on the dumping grounds. Sometimes they're on the edge of the dumping grounds in 20. But wherever it is you choose to fish here out of the Monroe area, make sure you're perch rigging it. Make sure you're using good fresh bait, live emeralds and goldies from Domka, and also you're using perch rigs. And if you get the super flat day, don't be afraid to release the spot lock on your trolling motor and just slowly move along. Not only do you show your bait to more fish, sometimes it can be a trigger for the bigger ones to bite.
WavePro high-performance boat pedestals eliminate bottoming out and back-jarring impacts. Now available the 2.0 version and slider seat hubs. The best in air shock technology provides a controlled return to keep you on your seat. Fast and easy to install with permanent mounts or movable hubs for quick and easy seat placement in 10 to 16-inch models. WavePro high-performance boat pedestals, best ride on the water. Online at waveproshock.com.
So hey guys, next perch report of the day, and we're not far from Domka. We're kind of up in the Lake St. Clair area, and we've got Anthony Cappuccioni. He's been sending in reports real consistently for the last year. He has been on the perch and smallmouth all year. This is a perch only report, and man, I'm telling you what, look at these pictures going across the screen later in the report. Stupidity. I mean, 100 beautiful perch, all nice size, when Anthony said. Catching them, a real specific piece of structure that you're looking for. It's not a GPS coordinate, it's a circumstance, it's a setting. What is that circumstance? Getting some perch weed on the bottom, not big clusters of weeds like you're looking for when you're walleye fishing, but just that little weed that's maybe 8 inches to a foot high on the bottom. Now, he had 2 spots that he located some really nice fish in 16 and 17 foot of water with that weed setting, and again in 13 and 14 foot of water. And he caught lots of fish on both of those settings. And how is he catching them? Well, Anthony likes to always change things up, so he was using perch pounders Yellow, red, and greens were working good for Anthony. And also, Anthony's a smallmouth bass fisherman, so he was casting a drop shot as well with a very small hook with a bigger size emerald on it. And that means you're going to either hang it straight over the boat or you can cast it out a little and you can slow work it back in. That's kind of a unique way to represent a perch rig in a different type of a setting. And Anthony does that because he catches a lot of nice walleye and a lot of nice smallmouth bass on that drop shot rig. And of course, some really nice jumbo perch. So if you're looking for a key to catching fish on Lake St. Clair right now, it's not so much a depth, it's that you're looking for perch grass. You're looking for short weeds on the bottom in enough depth of water to hold the fish without your presence spooking them, because of course you're going to sit right on top of them. And Anthony said when they got right on top of them, even in 13 or 14 foot, they bit really good. So if you're over there in the Lake St. Clair region and you're looking for great bait over there, check out the bait box. Mark Malvick over there in Waterford has got both goldies and emeralds in good supply, gets them fresh every day. It's not far from the launches over there. You can swing in, grab your bait, grab what you need, grab your perch rigs, and then you can head on out. But Lake St. Clair perch is going very well, and it's probably going to go great for the next month to month and a half until it gets so cold that you really don't want to be out there.
Don't spend another season breaking your back using 5-gallon gas cans to fuel your toys. The Flo-Fast portable fluid transfer system is your solution. A great tool for fueling your ATVs, snowmobile, boat, garden tractor, and more, Flo-Fast eliminates gas sloshing on you and your machines, plus works in reverse to pull unused fuel from your equipment at the end of each season. The pump transfers from container to container in seconds and moves up to 8 gallons a minute. Log on to flofast.com for a dealer near you.
So hey, we got a couple of really good reports coming to you from the Tawas area, just north of Saginaw. Now we got a first report of the day is from Mikey Parnicki Jr. He has been catching a combo of perch, walleye, and a few silverfish, fishing two completely different presentations. So the first one he's been fishing 50 to 60 foot of water with spoons, you know, a la salmon fishing, you know, 2 to 2.5 miles an hour, lead core, segments of lead core, anywhere from 5 to 10 colors of lead has been the best. And he's been catching a mixed bag of walleye and silverfish, typically steelhead or coho. The kings have all busted up the Oscoda River now. It doesn't seem like there's any of them around. Of course, you're always going to catch the resident lake trout, but he said there's been a good mix of silver in with the walleyes. About 50-50 right now, so that bite's been very consistent. You're looking for 50 to 60 foot of water from Tawas Point, a little north and also south. So that's been the ticket to catching the silverfish. Now, if you're looking for perch fishing, he said there's been a decent bite on the south side of Tawas Point in 15 to 25 foot of water. Now, it's an inconsistent bite. I'm going to be straight up with you. Mikey said it's there one day and it's not the next day. But as you see the pictures go across the screen, when it's there, the fish are very good size. Very simple presentation of perch rigs, green, yellows, reds, and also live bait, emeralds or goldies, whatever you can get your hands on. It seems like that's been, and fish that tight to the bottom. They've been right tight to the bottom, so your weight's on the bottom. A lot of your bites are going to come probably on your low hook. So just be prepared for that. Now, if we're looking for something different, just north of Tawas, we've got the Oscoda River bite going on, and Captain Gene Curvin. Now, Captain Gene Curvin from Calypso Sport Fishing is a river expert, and he tells me that the kings are up in the Osable now. The steelhead are right behind them. They're staging right outside right now. It's kind of consistent with what Captain Mikey said. He's been catching a lot of silverfish right in that shallower water, excuse me, 50 to 60 foot, which is right outside the pier heads there at Osable. And those fish are waiting for the kings to finish spawning, and then they're going to head on up the Osable, and it's going to be game on for silver fishing in the Osable. Excuse me. So if you're looking for a great river trip, Captain Gene Curvin, Calypso Sport Fishing. If you're looking for an open water trip, Captain Mike Parnicki Jr. out of Tawas for perch and walleye.
Make loading and unloading your boat easy with the Drotto Catch and Release Automatic Boat Latch. Load with ease. Simply drive on the trailer and the Drotto will automatically latch to your bow eye. A hard plastic liner protects your boat. For launching, back your boat in, pull the release lever, and away you go. For roller or bunk trailers, the Drotto is quick and easy to install and works with most V-hull boats. Spend less time at the landing and more time fishing. The Drotto Catch and Release Automatic Boat Latch. Online at DrottoProducts.com.
So last report of the day, we're sliding all the way across the state from Tawas up to the Traverse City region. Now, we've got a few bites going on in Traverse City to talk about. Captain Dave Rommel said, you know, the season up there on lake trout was really solid, but it was kind of skinny on the silverfish, to be honest. And so Dave's going to move his operation probably inland and start trying to fun fish for some walleye and for some northern pike. And maybe I'm going to try to coax him into taking me to Crystal Lake for some perch fishing. But if you're looking for a great guy to take you out next year, Captain Dave Rommel from the Frankfurt area, Tiny Bubbles Charters. Captain Tony DiFilippo, however, is still on the water, and he's going to be on the water till probably early November with the fact that we've had all this warm weather. And his smallmouth bass fishing, he told me, has been lights out. Quality of the fish has been fantastic. And he's been catching most of his fish. He's staying out on the big water. He's staying out on the two bays on the Grand Traverse region. He hasn't moved inshore yet. The water temperatures are fine. Catching a lot of fish in that 20 to 40 foot of water. Drop shotting has been the key. So, you know, just so you know, my go-to baits up there for drop shotting these smallmouths are either a half shell or a dream shot, both Straight King lures. The best colors seem to be anything with some chartreuse in it. Chartreuse in the fall is a really big key when you're up there on the Grand Traverse Bay region. It seems like it really is a trigger. It seems to get a lot of bites for me at least. So the half shell as well as the small dream shot has been the go-to bait for drop shotting. Now, if you're looking for anything else fun to do, there's about to be a bite that goes on Lake Leelanau. Now, we're going to talk about it in a couple of weeks after cools down a little bit, to be honest. Normally, it's going by now, but there's a very good casting bite that goes on with jerk baits along the shoreline edges on Lake Leelanau. Occurs on Charlevoix as well, but Leelanau is a really hot bite for walleyes later in the fall, so we'll come back and talk to you about that here in a couple of weeks. But if you're looking for a great time on the water, you're looking for a fall adventure to mix in with an excursion up to Traverse City, Captain Tony DiFilippo, up north smallmouth charters, he'll get you on the big water catching big fish. So hey, we've talked that we're here at Domka Outdoors, and Davey handed me a couple of rods I want to talk about. Now, for those of you who don't know, Dave's got a custom line of rods here at the store. These are Domka exclusives, and right now they're only available here at the store. This is a stiff blade rod, and I'll tell you what, guys, when you're looking for specialty rods, this is the type of place where you're going to find them. You know, a blade rod is a very specific action and feel, and Dave's got a phenomenal one in stock right here, right now. Just come in, ask Aaron, ask Dave, ask the staff members. You're looking for the blade rod you saw on Fisherman's Digest. He's got a good supply of them. The second thing he's got is a nice supply of these custom Domka Outdoors perch rods. Now, these perch rods make perch fishing so much more fun. Right here is why. You actually get to fight the perch in. They're not too stiff. They've got a super soft tip. They allow you to really have some forgiveness when that perch is taking your bait and you don't want it stripped off. You get that little bit of extra time by having a very bendy tip. And again, having a custom rod for certain types of fishing is important. Blade baiting and perch fishing are two circumstances where you want a custom rod. Now, we talked about it during the open, but Dave's got a full wall of custom crankbaits over there. He's all stocked up. He's ready for the fall brawl. It's about to get rolling, so you're going to have to get in here. Now, if you can't get into Domka Outdoors, there's a secondary, equally great way to get all of your bait selections restocked, and that's going to www.domka.com. domkaoutdoors.com. Now, Dave's got an awesome online presence. He's been doing this for a long time. It's not a hard system to figure out. Listen, I'm technologically illiterate, and I can go onto Domka's website and order baits. He shows you the full color. It'll show you in stock or out of stock. You'll be able to pick and choose what bait you want. You're going to get them in a flash. Dave's right here in the back room, ready to fill your orders. Aaron, the staff members are here. And as far as the store is concerned, we're going to show you some pictures right now. They got a great indoor archery range, which is going to be awesome for all you guys getting ready and are now into bow season. They've got guns, they've got ammunition. Dave's got a huge supply of rods and reels. I mean, I walked through this store, the pegs are loaded, he's got supply, and right now that's been one of the issues in the marine industry is not having supply. So again, whether you come here to the store on La Pleasance Road in Monroe, or if you get online and put your order in there, whatever you do, support local places like Domka Outdoors. Anybody can go to cabela's.com and order something, but that does not keep stores like this in business where you rely on them for information, for live bait, and for service, whether it's archery or your rods and reels. That's really where supporting local businesses matters, and that's why you need to make sure you visit them online or in the store and keep places like Dave and Aaron's shop here going so that you always have an outlet for great information, great bait, and a great experience here in Southeast Michigan. Hey, thanks for joining us on this week's Video Fishing Report. We'll see you next week from another 5 great locations.